actually, I think over the last year, it's been incredible. However, even over the last 10 years, I've started to see it. I think generative AI, of course, has amplified this productivity and made it accessible to everyone. But being able to really allow people to just use their natural voice, just to be able to say what they want, to ask for help. Even, many times when I am in a situation where I want someone to pair program with me or work next to me, they're not vulnerable enough to say, hey, I need help with this. But when we introduce a generative AI chatbot, they're much more likely to ask for help and ask for ideas and bounce ideas back and forth. I think that's why the word co-pilot is often used when we talk about productivity, because it's really an opportunity for people to work right alongside AI as opposed to it doing something for them that they're not aware of. We are now, about 18 months into this time in the industry. So we have good data these days. IDC released a report in December that said we have about 35% productivity increase when we look at all the tasks that we do. So I often will say, AI is not a job killer, it's a task killer. And when we look at the whole job, there's always things in our day that we wish we wouldn't have to do. There's always things that take our time, that we feel are mind-numbing, that we feel like it's just minutia, that steals the joy out of what work we get to do every day. And that's the type of things that we're seeing immediately add productivity to people's day. I'd say the number one use case that businesses can use is something that we've already seen a lot of businesses try to adopt, this concept of having a chatbot, a consumer-facing chatbot. But in the past, they've been, we'll just say broken. We would try to use it, but it wouldn't work because it would run into a situation where it didn't understand the problem or it didn't have the right data. Today, you can point it to your website and have it only focus on your website data. And you can do this now. Instead of it taking weeks or months, you can do it in a day, in hours even. Every business wants customers that get served when they have a question, like the right question answered at the right time for the right demographic, the right customer base. And that's what this technology offers, and it's immediate. Now, I will say that when it comes to responsibly building AI, you don't want to build a chatbot in an hour and make it immediately accessible to your customers. But you do want to realize that innovation is quicker than it's ever been before. So the best thing you can do is get started. It's really important to go from the boardroom to the whiteboard to the keyboard inside of a company. And what that means is that it's really important for the leadership to understand what this is and how it'll benefit the company. But then it's just as important for the technical architects in the company to be bought in and understand how to use it. But the most important people are the people who do the job every day and realize what happens when I can do my job better and faster than I've ever been able to do before, and get rid of the things, we call it the drudgery of human work, get rid of those things so that I can do more of the things that I love to do, especially in the world of artists, content creators. There's lots of things that they just would rather not have to do around tagging or metadata or putting things in a DAM, like one of those asset management tools, like all of that. They're like, I just want to create. And now with this technology, people get to do more of what they want. As long as, again, they have their leadership on board, the technical architects on board, and then the people who really understand the business problems. Yeah, so I have a phrase that I use often called AI gone wrong. And I have a Google alert that warns me every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. It says, here's all the AI gone wrong stories. And many of these stories are often around enthusiasm around this technology, where companies will launch products before they're ready. And the number one thing that you can do to build safer, more responsible, and very successful AI projects is just to implement what I call a safety system. But really, it's a perspective of how do we test this to make sure that it's not going to do something unexpected. And in the world of generative AI, the model's job is to generate answers, which means it doesn't know what truth is. It doesn't understand humanity. It doesn't understand the nuances of culture. That's where humans are required. And it's not super technical humans. It's actually any human. And as a matter of fact, the more non-technical, the better, because these models are not going to be talked to by data scientists. They're going to be talked to by our customers, by our employees, by people who may not know the technology at all. I would say probably last year, I got very excited about the emerging trend of multitask orchestration. And it sounds complicated, but really today, most companies are doing one thing, like making a better chatbot or creating a call summarizer or doing like one task. And the future is that I'm going to be able to ask a model, hey, can you help me build a campaign? And it's going to do hundreds of things for me, maybe thousands. If Microsoft gets their way, millions of things. And they're all going to be queued up together. So when we say one thing, a bunch of agents execute on our behalf. But again, the most important thing is what kind of work these agents do. And these agents are not taking the work of like creating customer relationships, right? They're not taking the work of building art or creating music. They're taking away this minutia, this drudgery. And in that way, I think there's infinite amounts of drudgery we can remove from the human experience so that we can do more of what we love and really much more higher value work for businesses.